Well, very pleasant good evening tonight as the Southside Mavericks open 7-8 playoff action tonight as they take on North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. I'm Keith Evans along with Terrell Kimberly on the action tonight as the Mavs look to get in the win column here, Terrell, with really what I would call a good season, going 4-6 with win 3 of the last 4.
Very much so. Got to get this defense rocking and rolling. That's one thing we talked about coming up here is, defense is going to have to set the tone in this one. We know this other team's going to come out playing some good defense.
And you're also going to have a challenge, too, with this North Little Rock team. Their defensive line, very solid, probably one of the, maybe the best defensive line we've seen all year. And for Southside, I think it's going to be a game, too, where they're going to have to control the football. It will be kind of similar, I think, to what happened with the Bentonville West game. But they're going to need to control the football and really, as we talked about, a good defense is an offense, ball control offense.
Absolutely. And that's, if you can do the defense any kind of favor at all, it's hold on to that football. Run it if you get that run of game going, and then just keep on pounding that football and put points on the board.
Now, this has been the third year in a row that Southside has played here in North Little Rock. It's not been good to the Mavericks the last 2 years. 2 years ago, we came down here for COVID, and wasn't a good night for the Mavs. And last year, lost our quarterback first series of the game, and then it was a struggle the rest of the night. So I think this is a game tonight with the Mavs. Number one, you're the 5th seed, not the 6th seed.
Mm-hmm.
So you've actually moved up there. So number two, I think this is a team where if Southside will come out and get some good things happen early, they've got a chance to win this ball game, possibly win the game.
Well, and I'd say, if last week was any kind of indicator, Springdale, they're typically a pretty rough team for us. I mean, we come out ahead usually, but it's usually a close battle, and we pretty well dominated last week. So I'm hoping we can just come out and kind of keep the show rolling.
Well, like I said, it's going to be a very tough North Little Rock team. Always very athletic. Take on these guys, so you know what you're dealing with. And it's really a nice place to play ball too. It's just a beautiful stadium. The whole setup here is really nice. The only complaint we have here, we're talking about this, put Mr. Piper and Harold down to our press box, and we've got a big beam in the middle. You can't even see the field, so we actually call the game from in the hallway. But we've got a good view here, and it's really a nice night for football. A bit chilly, but a good night for football.
It's really about the first actual night that we've had that I would call football weather. And we had a couple of away games up in Northwest Arkansas that were a little chilly, especially by the end of the contest. But this one is going to start out that way. So hopefully, think about those 5 big linemen down there on the offensive side of football for us. Hopefully those guys, get that blood pumping and it feels just right.
Well, it doesn't matter what the weather is when you're playing football.
That's right.
They just want to be out there and they want to get after it. That's what you're going to see now from the Southside team. And as I said, it's been a good year.
Yes, it has.
It's been a good year for the Mavs as far as what they've accomplished. We talked about the early part of the season where Southside really struggled against the Win Yellow Jackets, getting beat there in the second half and then going down and getting mercy ruled in the first half by Rogers. But since then, this team really has worked hard to straighten up everything and really, they had a couple of games where, Bentonville beat us, 34 points. Fayetteville beat us 40 points, but there were games where you saw things in those games where, if we just do this, we've got a chance to be in these games. And I think it carried over to the Heritage game. And then I go, I probably sound like a broken record, but I go back to the Harvard game where we're down by 17 in the third quarter. We come back and with 34 straight points and win that ball game. And I told Coach, that's taking the first step right there is to do that. And whatever happens to Southside for the rest of the year, feel good about where this program is going right now. Just about ready for kickoff, just waiting for North Little Rock to come on the field. Southside already out on the field. Southside wears those Carolina blue pants. We haven't seen that this year.
I like them.
So I hear music down on the field, so I'll go walk about. Still just a bit early, about 2 minutes away. off. This Charging Wildcat team, it's an interesting team. The way their season has gone this year, they struggled the first part of the year, losing Little Rock Catholic, lost an early game at Fayetteville. Really looked like it was going to be a struggling year, but they kind of put some things together. And, actually came in Fort Smith, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and flipping on their
Pretty
side.
good looking, that's right.
So they're kind of getting everything together. This Central, it used to be a few years ago, it was always the West was the dominant conference. Now it's really become the Central, especially the Bryant Hornets right now. And there's a lot of good teams in this playoff. I mentioned this earlier. I think that the Bentonville Tigers have a pretty decent chance maybe this year, possibly coming away, going to Little Rock and winning this whole thing.
They have not looked soft in any area, that is for sure.
And you got Cabot. Cabot's got a really good team this year, along with Conway. And then Fayetteville's always tough. Southside kind of on the rebound here is what we like to see. And just looking back deep for the Mavs, I don't know if they got the lineup right or not. I don't think that
I don't see Gregory's
not out there.
Grayson York looks like he's filling that spot on the deep coverage, but Carter Zimmerman down there next to him.
Southside, the receiver called to start the ball game. It's going to go like won the toss and deferred in the second half. As Delacari Davis will kick off four. Excuse me, it's Devin Jackson kicking off. Kicks the ball in the end zone, get a touchback. Southside will start an opening drive of the playoffs on their own 20-yard line.
Well, Keith, I don't see any flags down there to judge whether that wind is swirling or not. It's a little bit different stadium than we're kind of used to.
Well, you're right. It's a different stadium. It's an open-end stadium. You got one side that it's actually built around the school, which is a very beautiful school. And the one end is wide open. So, yeah, if there's any wind, it's definitely
going to have to swirl to get out of here, that's for sure.
Like the Mavs going to go with George Harrell, the quarterback, with Carter Zimmerman, the backfielder's handoff to Zimmerman's going to fight his way maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up second down, 2nd and 9 for the Mavs.
Yeah, you can earn your paycheck here today running that football. That is absolutely certain.
Big opportunity for the Mavs to get started, get some things going. Second down, 2nd and 9 for the Mavs. One player you want to watch for this North Little Rock team is Quincy Rhodes. As Harold wants to throw us an inside screen, going to be complete to Grayson York. He's going to be swarmed and dropped for about a yard loss.
Like Joaquin Fox down there back right now.
You got Carter Zimmerman, quarterback, and Fox in the backfield. Big third down, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs.
It's a big one right here, Keith.
Pass over the middle is going to be incomplete. Tried to hit his inside receiver. That was Grayson York, intended receiver. Goes incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down for the Mavs.
I think Grayson lost that one in the sun. He didn't look like he even saw that one.
Well, he turned, and I think the ball went the other way. So that's those kind you don't like to see, because that's the kind that could possibly be intercepted at some point.
Yeah, Carter threw a strike, but it was a little bit quicker than I think Grayson was expecting it.
Grayson York stands back at his 8-yard line. So your low line drive punt that is going to take a south side bounce will be fielded. Going to be hit and going to be dropped.
Didn't get much.
Good job by the south side special teams. They're getting back to the 44-yard line.
It's like Huggins playing on this side tonight.
Malachi Grover will be your quarterback. He'll have Sontavious James in the backfield. Here's the keeper by Grover off the right side. It's going to get across midfield and be run out of bounds there.
Because Joseph Buchanan getting him out of bounds. Sam Horn, boy, he's in the backfield early. He looked like he had to play on that football, but they kind of caught him on a little blindside block.
Well, what you did see, you saw the speed.
Yeah,
I think he was.
They can move.
They had him outside, and Grover did a good job of being able to turn the corner to get positive yardage. Bring up second down, 2nd and 2. We've got 10:31 to go here in the first quarter, just underway. We're back in the backfield. There's a pass over the middle. It's going to be tipped. It's going to be intercepted. That's Russell Key on the interception.
Keep going.
At the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15.
A little bit of laundry on the field. All right, we still should have some great field position. Amazing how they see that block in the back. They didn't see the one on Sam Horn.
Well, the thing about that call, too, is that where the flag is thrown, I'm not sure that it was even a necessary block.
No, it wasn't. It was already past him.
That's going to bring it back. If it's a 35-yard line, this Southside will take over probably around 45. Left break for the Mavs. It's about a 30-yard loss. Actually, it's a 31-yard loss as he marches off 11 yards.
Yes, he did.
Southside will start this possession at the North Little Rock 46-yard line. What a good job by Key making the interception and then the return.
Oh, yeah. He looked like he's meant to do that.
Mavs off to a slow start here on their opening possession. This time they'll go with George Harrell at quarterback with Carter Zimmerman in the backfield. It's going to be a lot of quick hitters, I think, for Southside tonight because you've got a very fast, quick offensive line or defensive line.
You don't have too long to make a decision on that zone read for sure.
I know the old line was really looking for the challenge tonight of taking on this defensive line, but that was a nice play right there as Deontay Young gets in the backfield and make the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they brought two over the same hole, man. That's always tough to block.
But nonetheless, you got to take advantage of these turnovers. Bring up second down, 2nd 11 for the Mavs. They bring a man in motion. There's a flag on the play. Here's an inside pass that's going to be incomplete, knocked down.
Kind of interested to see what this flag is, too.
I think he's going to let the North Little Rock coach make the call.
It looked like the official was, getting the call from the coach. That's kind of interesting. Maybe he's picking it up.
No. I think they'd decline that anyway. It brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 11 for the Mavs. Got 9:35 to go here in the first quarter. No score. You're seeing a lot of the same things we saw last year against this North Little Rock team. They kind of speed you up. You got to play your rhythm, and that's what's happened to Southside so far in the passing game. Pass has been just a bit behind so far tonight. It's just they're getting in too big of a hurry. There's a screen set up nicely to Zimmerman, and he'll be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage as we had a missed block over there. That was set up well.
It really was.
Beat over there, and the one man made the play. Southside's first 2 series, 2 3 and outs, -1 yard.
Yeah, we always thought those linemen you hit for those chains on that screen. I guess they ran that screen this side. There's no chains over there, so maybe they just got a little lost.
It's a nice call, though. I love the call right there.
It was set up well.
Yeah, just poor execution.
That's a good one.
Make a Mav roll inside the 15, down inside the 10. We down to the 6 yard line. Good job by Grayson York on the punt. As North Little will start their second possession of the night on their own 6-yard line.
Special teams looking a lot better tonight.
It's got to be a bit concerning for the Mavs, though, the fact that
Hadn't moved the ball at all.
they haven't moved the ball.
Well,
and
I think we moved it backwards a little bit.
Well, then that penalty they got on the Russell Key interception took you out of field goal range.
Yep.
Malachi Grover, your quarterback. They have James in the backfield. There's a pass out. It's going to be complete. And there's a nice defensive play for the Mavs. Over there is Devin Huggins. Makes the play for the Southside Mavs.
Boy, he's had a year.
There was Jaden Jones on the catch. Brings up second down, 2nd and 6. That's the plays you got to make. You have a lot of 1-1 coverages here. Here's a handoff to James. We'll try to bounce it outside. Gets to the corner. We'll get to about the 14-yard line. Be about 2 yards short of the first down. Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
There's a chance to slow him down right here.
What I've noticed about this North Little Rock team, obviously, we talked about this. Terrell is the speed, number one. And then number 2, on that speed, you think you've got them pinned in when they get outside. As Goldberg wants to throw the ball now, we'll pitch it out to James. Gets the corner, we'll get the first down as he crosses the 20-yard line up to about the 22-yard line where Russell Key's over there along with Evan Shelby for the Southside defense. The Wildcats or the Charging Wildcats? I believe it is the Charging Wildcats.
I thought I'd heard that. And it's been a while since I heard them called that, but I'm pretty sure that was their official mascot.
And I guess we could figure that out if we look down at the end zone. It says Charging Wildcats.
Oh, let's not try to use logic.
Use those adjectives, though. That makes it a lot more impressive.
Absolutely.
Second down, 2nd and 3 for the Charging Wildcats. As Goldberg will make a handoff to James. We'll try to get outside. He's going to be hit and driven back. That is, I believe that's Parkinson making the play. Oh, Dominic Parkinson
Yeah,
play. What's
little
Parkinson?
brother.
First and 10, 32-yard line for Charging Wildcats. Got 6:10 to go in the first quarter, no score. They'll go with 2 receivers here side of the field. Now they'll bring a man in motion. Go trip set to the short side of the field. Here's the keeper by Gover off the right side. We'll cut it back to the outside. He's at midfield. We've got a flag on the play. He'll cut it back in. We'll get into the end zone for the touchdown, but it's coming back.
Well, we always say if you're going to call it consistency.
That's what really sprayed him on the play, too, was the block. I think they had him hemmed in on that corner, and the hold was what sprang him on the play. That was a good run, though, by Gover.
Run over him.
Really got to about the 25-yard line, then he decides to cut it back to the midfield and really kind of faked out a Southside defender.
Like Mitchell back on him.
They'll bring it back. It'll be first down, first and about 6. Back at the 36-yard line.
Like you love getting that penalty, but man, that's a long way to run. Gotta watch that pass over the top right here.
Yeah, you hate to give them 1st and 6, but you also don't like the alternative.
That's right.
6 points. Here's a handoff to James off the right side. He's going to be swarmed under and tackled right at the line. Actually going to lose about half a yard. Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 7.
Well, it's like you've been saying so far, just about all evening, is, looks like we got them hemmed in. They cut it up that seam right there. They needed a seam that time.
Big series here for the Southside defense. This series started for North Little Rock on their 6-yard line. This will be the 7th play of the drive.
In that 4-man front.
If Parkinson gets some pressure, gets two, go over, he gets away, we'll get the pass that's going to be complete. Going to cut it back outside, and there's a missed tackle for the Mavs. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone, and Southside's not going to win that touchdown.
We had about 16 hands on him, though.
That was Malachi Muhammad on the touchdown. We got a flag on the play. Got another hold.
Yeah, blocking the back, I think, that time.
Well, I'm seeing two trends
Yeah.
I don't like early. Number one, Southside not moving the ball the first two series. Number two, just these swing passes they're throwing out. We've missed so many tackles. We've gotten fortunate twice now that we had holding penalties because once they got in the open field, they were gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think there was at least 16 hands on that ball carrier.
First attempt at Southside 35-yard line. Gilbert wants to pass. Here comes some pressure.
There we go.
Get to him, get him down.
Yes, sir. That's how you do it right there.
Look at my big Cage Castling in there making the play for the Southside defense. Big old number 97 brings up second down, second and 18. What's going to be key for this Southside team? I know it's going to be hard to, easier said than done, but you're going to have to not give a lot of space for these kids to work with. You're going to have to play a lot of press coverage and hope you don't get burned over the top.
Well, I think that go that four-man line. That's kind of what you're getting set up with.
Here's about two more missed tackles for the touchdown. That was Cody Henderson on the touchdown.
We talk a lot about bend but don't break defense that time. Just a little bit too far, I think.
Well, that was 3 plays. You don't see that a lot. They scored actually 3 touchdowns as David Jackson attempts the extra point. It's ugly, but it's really upright. It's good. As I was saying, you're seeing 2 trends here that aren't good at all if you're the Mavs. Number one is obviously the offense is going to have to make some things happen. And number two, Southside doing a very poor job here on that series of tackling in space. Because they had chances to get the players down. And the hold notwithstanding, they had opportunities on all 3 of those plays. If they broke 4 of the touchdowns to get them down, and they couldn't make the play. So defensive-wise, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to probably play more press coverage and try to stuff your guy on the line of scrimmage. You know, they may get behind you, but we're really struggling as far as, yards after the catch.
Well, and what you hope is, maybe they do get by you after they get past the line of scrimmage, but hopefully you throw off the timing so that quarterback's got to hold it about 1 step longer because you give that defensive line, especially that 4-man front, about 1 more step, 1 more count, and they will have that quarterback on the ground a lot more.
Yeah, Southside did a good job, too, getting some penetration there. Cage Cashland had a sack. Mm-hmm. And actually that play where they scored the touchdown on was second and 18.
Right. Very long. It's down in distance.
Got 3:33 to go here in the first quarter as North Rock will kick off again. Devin Jackson will kick off for the Charging Wildcats. Ball's going to come down to Zimmerman at the 8-yard line. Once it back up, we'll get across the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. That's where Southside will start their third possession of the ball game on their 23-yard line.
We think he aired out?
Well, you're going to have to figure out something because anything you do is probably going to have to be between the tackles. Now, that being said, Southside ran a nice play on third down on the previous possession, set the screen up really nice, just missed the block. Mm-hmm. It probably would have been a big gainer for a first down. So That's not uncalled for if you do try to do that, as Walking Fox will be in the backfield along with Carter Zimmerman. There's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side, makes a nice cut to the inside, will get across the 30 up to about the 31-yard line.
Good hard run right there.
Two things on that run. Number one, did a great job of cutting that back inside to get positive yardage. Number two, lowers that head to get that extra 1 or 2 yards.
When he lowered that pad level, he got him, like I said, at least an extra 2 yards. But it's probably more like 3.
Yeah, they spotted it back in yards, so it'll be second down, 2nd and 6 for the Mavs.
Going with the empty set.
Here's a quick pass going to be dropped.
I don't think that'd have gone for a first down, but would have made third down a lot shorter.
His intended receiver was real good, and we're bringing up third down, 3rd and 4 for the Mavs.
Well, the way they've got their defense set up, you got your favorite play over here set up. Honor over the top.
You got a height advantage anytime you want to try to go that way if you can. They'll bring York in motion. They'll get a stack set formation for the Mavs. There's a keeper by Zimmerman off the right side, going to be hitting, going to be dropped. After about a yard gain, we'll bring up 4th down. Mavs have to find the ball away again.
Well, you definitely miss that lightning burst Isaac Gregory gives you, but you gotta hope that starts loosening up that running game pretty quick.
Kick by York. It's a good kick. Going to take a nice south side bounce inside the 30-yard line.
It was almost dangerous. He looked like he wanted to touch that ball and go, but he cleated at that point.
Well, Southside, 3 possessions in the first quarter. They've got 9 plays, gained 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't think that's how they drew it up pregame.
Kind of your comments, go back to your comments before we started the ball game, that the defense is going to have to make some plays
They have to.
And I think it's kind of that time right now. They need to make some things happen and, kind of, keep the game close while the offense figures this out.
Yeah, because who gets the ball after the half?
There's a handoff. The running back is going to cut it back inside. We'll get across the 35 up to about the 39-yard line. Going to have a first down. That's Jontavius James on the carry. And as I mentioned too, one thing you're seeing too, the speed of the game is so much different than what it has been.
It really is.
First and 10 to the 39-yard line for the Charging Wildcats. There's going to be a sweep coming back to the left side. It's going to get across the 40 up to about the 47-yard line. That is Larry Wilborn on the carry.
Dominic made the initial contact in the backfield, but that fella had a heck of a load of steam behind him already, so that one arm tackle doesn't quite get it done.
They were kind of struggling a bit with the bend don't break right now. Gober going to pitch it up. It's actually a pass. Forward pass to James. It will get inside the south side 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was an odd pass, and it looked like he was about to pay for that one too. So
inside the last minute of the first quarter, we're down to 48 seconds to go here. As North Little Rock leads here early 7-zip. Throws this drive on the 27-yard line. 3 plays later at the south side 35-yard line. Here's a handoff to James. He's going to be stuffed in the backfield. Going to lose yardage.
Do that a couple more times.
And we'll back up and down. Loss of 1 brings up second down, 2nd, 11.
Actually, it'd be even better, Keith. If they do that one more time and then they throw it on third down and give us another interception.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. They'll let the clock run out. It's North Little Rock going to lead here 7-0 at the end of one.
I always really like a good offensive defense. Like you hate for your points to come on defense, but man, if you can get them.
Well, so far, from what I've seen, Southside really hasn't been able to adjust to the speed of the game. I think the quickness of North Little Rock has really taken away the holes. And it's going to be a game, too, where I think Southside's best play, obviously, was that screen pass.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to take advantage of that North Little Rock speed to make something happen. And going to have to do some things like that, maybe some misdirections or end arounds or something to try to.
Yeah, catch them on their heels, do a little misdirection, get the whole defense flowing the wrong way, take it to the house the other direction, or at least set up a big pass with it. That's the one thing you do have, two legitimate quarterbacks that stick on the field at the same time.
The Mavs going to this four-man line. We're getting to see a lot more of Nico Pizzana again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's second down, second 11 for the Charging Wildcats as we start the second quarter. They lead 7-0. Got Malachi Gober, your quarterback. You know, John Tavius James in the backfield. Gober wants to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. He's
Ooh,
able
ball
to get
came
away. The
out.
ball's on the ground. Let's see. Southside has it.
Yes, sir. I don't know who called that, Keith. I don't know if you. I don't guess you can really call that an interception, but end result is the same. And you didn't have to worry about running it back, taking the 30-yard penalty.
Yeah, that ball just came out of his hand.
Well, I think it might have been Parkinson, but whoever that was coming around that end, he got a hand on his shoulder, I think.
Well, that's the key for Southside.
They're about to step off.
The D-line's playing good tonight.
Yes, they are.
They are getting pressure on the quarterback, and I think you can go with that four-man rush. Actually, you could probably go to three, but there's no reason to because then they'll just pound the ground on
That's
them.
it. I mean,
so stay with that four-man defense, and then
make them go there.
Yeah, and then do some press coverage. I think because the big place for North Little Rock have been on the short passes.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the keeper, about Zimmerman off the left side. Is going to get a nice gain across the 45. We'll get across midfield.
I don't know that I'd want to be in front of him when he lowers those shoulders, man. That is a painful looking thump at the end of that run.
Just starting the second quarter here. We got 11:43 to go in the second quarter. First and 10 for the Mavs at the North Little Rock 49-yard line. Mavs going trap set, wide side of the field.
Giving Grayson all kinds of room over here.
Here's a handoff to Fox. Going to get maybe a yard on the play.
Well, they're just going to let him go after the whistle for a while, huh?
Give him two. Actually, three on the play. Makes them second down, second. So, what you're starting to see, though, the Mav O-line's getting a better push this series so far.
It doesn't take long. Them guys leaning on you. You get tired of it.
That's going to be the key in this ball game. Southside to get control of that.
Start controlling that line of scrimmage for sure.
And on second down, here's a pass going to be complete to Grayson York. Well, he didn't get much of a spot on that. Looked like he went out of bounds about the 38. They're going to spot him at right at the 40-yard line. Bring up third down, third and one.
Guess they saw a phantom footprint over there on the sideline or something. I don't know how they get that spot out of it.
Oh, let's see a quarterback keeper here. So stack the line of scrimmage. There's the keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. He's going to get, let's see where the spot's going to be. Didn't get much of a spot. Well, he got a good spot off the left side, so I think he got the first down.
Oh, yeah.
That's a gamble play right there. They stacked
it
the
really
box.
is.
He had some one-on-one coverage out there. That might have been the time to maybe take it up top.
Throw it up there to Connor. Well, and that's short. I mean, you're probably going for it on fourth down right there. So it's that's the play you want to try to go for that home run ball.
He's got Jackson Davis in the ballgame too. He's lined up on the right side. There's a handoff to Fox. Up the middle's going to be hit after maybe about 2 yards. You know, with everything that's happened to Southside, you had the 3 and outs on the first 3 possessions. They got the long touchdown. Southside only down 7-zip with 2 turnovers. If they can get some points here, you got to feel pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. And you almost have to. You got to at least get this thing tied up before halftime.
Got 9:19 to go before the half. Got 12 seconds on the play clock. Keeper by Zimmerman off of that side. He's got a nice hole over there and will fight his way down. Let's see. Boy, he got another bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about a yard short of the first down.
They got the chain gang.
I mean, you run right into the chain, you got to be there, right?
You'd think so. I mean, it would make a lot of physical sense there, but
they gave the chain gang was giving the first down.
Yeah, they're still moving.
Well, they messed the chains up because it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're about a yard off now.
They are.
Jeez. Clock stops forward. Would have had the first down under normal circumstances. Oh, seriously, I think they did mark
They
it.
did.
Yeah, when they put the chain back, they made it a yard. It was actually should have been 3rd and 1. And he didn't get it. They didn't
give him an inch on that one. In fact, it looks like they might have backed him up some. I'll have to see that one on the replay.
Big 4th down here for the Mavs. 4th and about 2.
Carter saw something. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice catch.
Man, that takes some unbelievable concentration to catch that one. That thing was tipped at the line of scrimmage and like a wounded duck.
Well, the good thing you can say about all that's going on, at least they got the first down out there.
Well, they got the first down, keep the chains moving, and letting that defense get them a little break. I mean, that's right now. I mean, you don't see that defense sucking wind, but farther along you get in this game.
Yeah, this will be the 9th play of this drive for the Mavs. Third, just dropped their 37-yard line, following the fumble. Here's a pass going to be incomplete.
It's all that time.
Try to get the ball inside to Will Goodman. Goes incomplete, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. The play that's really been good for the Mavs on this series has been that quarterback read with Zimmerman going off the left side.
Yeah, and we've only seen it a couple times, but when we've gone out of the empty set, he's got that quick little slant pattern he's running. And, man, that should be there all night long. And they're giving it to us.
2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a bad snap that tried to get on the ball and didn't. Little Rock takes over.
Well, to quote Evans, that's unfortunate.
Well, it looked like he was going back to get the ball. I'm not sure if he was going to go back and get it or try to think he could make a play.
I think he was just trying to do the old baseball slide into it, just overshot it, took one extra step. You never know. He might have been able to hear them footsteps because they were coming from both sides.
That's one of the few times this year we've seen a bad snap, though.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe he just wasn't looking at it, but it was definitely a little bit high.
2nd and 10 for the charging Bobcats. They'll take over their 45-yard line. We've got 8:11 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Malachi over, your quarterback, wants to throw the ball. Throws the ball deep down the field. To be covered.
There we go.
Oh. Devin Huggins had that all the way, and basically almost could have called a fair catch on it. We laugh about that too. That's a misfortune for the Mavs right there, but that was great coverage, number one. And number 2, that's why he's defensive back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always one of the things I like to say right there. That's why he plays defense.
There's a pass out going to be incomplete. That's what Southside's got to do right there. That ball was just a quick
That's when
swing
they've been
pass
hitting for
out.
big yards all night
Had you
long.
got to close on that, ball was incomplete. He wouldn't have gained anything anyway if he did.
Well, and you kind of hit on it earlier about the speed that they play with. I think we're kind of starting to catch up to it or get used to it or whatever. And, hopefully, further we go in this game, the more we're able to read that play a little better and start jumping that route.
I don't know what's going on here. They got game clock.
Well,
The scoreboard is messed up. Scoreboard showing 33. The time is 33, and somebody's got 33, and the other team has 0.
Officials maybe starting to keep this on the field for a minute.
Now they've got it back now. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Charging Wildcats. We've got 8:05 to go here in the second quarter. Well, tough series for the Mavs, though. That was a nice drive they put together, going 9 plays before they turned the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, down about the 20-yard line. Theoretically, you've gone another 9 minutes for that drive.
Oh, there should be a hold,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to call
There
it.
we go.
Yeah, the ball's incomplete. That was a tackle.
Yes, sir.
Was that Parkinson getting in there?
That's what I was trying to say. Here.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think that's Parkinson.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he just blew by his man.
I mean, almost like he didn't get touched until they were tugging on him.
This D-line's played well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with that 4-man front.
And I think they made some adjustments, too. We saw in the previous play where they came up on the swing pass out, had it covered, so they've kind of taken that away, too.
Puts them in a bind.
Stephen Jackson will punt the ball away to Grayson York, who stands back at his 15-yard line.
This is an interesting kick. I kicked his own guy in the back.
Would have saved us about 10 yards.
Like some more laundry on the field, but it's in the exact same spot that other one was.
Had several flags tonight.
Yes, we have.
Get south side. Let's see what it's going to be a hold, but let's see. Hopefully. Depends on when all this post possession. And that's what frustrates your coaches too. You got a ball that's not even returnable, and you get a holding penalty.
Right.
That's going to set Southside back probably. Let's see, the ball's on the 18, so it'll probably go back to half the distance to the 9.
I don't know with the chain game and some of the spots tonight. I'm having a tough time guessing.
I'm going to mark it off 5 yards. Okay, I'm going to say it. Now they're going to move it back. Well, this I guess they heard me.
I think they did. They like your math better than what they were coming up with.
Dare I say we have one of those drives?
Hey, I'm up for it. That's my kind of football right there.
Got 7:48 to go here.
Beauty is you keep the ball moving and just about get to halftime. Just need to get some points right here.
Good hard running by Fox,
Yes,
crosses
it
the
was.
10-yard line up to about the 12-yard line. Got a gain 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs.
It's only a 3-yard game, but that's about the best run he's had tonight. You keep getting three yards a carry with Fox, and
Well, I think
you're in good
what's going on
position.
with Fox, I think he got tired of being pushed around in the backfield, number one.
Decided to go ahead and outrun him.
Yeah. They were kind of a little bit excessive on him a couple of times.
Well, especially after the whistle.
Yeah, I think a lot of the kid knew he was because he tried to help him up.
Yeah, yeah, he was actually that last defender was pretty classy.
When they're second down, second 7, the Mavs want to throw here. They'll throw the ball out to be
Shot.
complete. That's Will Goodman on the catch.
Good move.
Makes a nice move up to the 25-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, last few weeks he's really come along. I don't know this is the right word to say, but he seemed kind of timid earlier in the season, but it's like he's been out there enough now. He's well hardened.
Well, he had the early drop, too, in the ball game tonight, but it makes up for that with that nice catch and run right there.
And that run, that's the thing. I mean, he could have gone down before getting the first down, and he ended up getting it.
This should be offsides. Now they're called on the Mavs. Guess we had some movement. Thought maybe the North Little Rock player jumped in the neutral zone, but the guy that threw the flag was the back judge. Didn't be able to see that. So I'm not sure the line judge could see it either if it did happen. Be first and 15 for the Mavs at their 20-yard line.
Somebody on your trip side's wide open. There it is.
Nice catch over there, just not a lot of yardage. Going to get maybe 4 on the boy.
Did what he could without. I think it's Will Goodman again.
And second down, second and 11.
It's like it's easy to point his finger at the quarterback and say he threw it too low, but I think if he'd have thrown it higher, Will Goodman would have been hung out to dry.
Well,
that's
he's
kind of protecting his guy.
And that tends to be a tough play sometimes because you're throwing across the field like that.
To your left as a righty.
There's a handoff to Fox. It's going to be hitting him back.
That's going to make for a third down.
You know, you kind of worry about this team, too, not having all the injuries. If you had a healthy Amari Tucker, a healthy Isaac Gregory, what their potential really could be. Big third down here, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs. Although not going straight 4-man front. Here's a pass going to be incomplete, intended for Grayson York.
Right idea.
Well, you got yourself in a tough situation getting that 5-yard penalty off the bat.
Right off the bat.
It kind of changed a lot of things of what you were going to do. So, but the good thing is if you're the Mavs, at least you got out from the shadow of your own goalpost, so they'll hunt the ball away from the 25-yard line. Doing a better job, too, of actually controlling the football just a bit. Here's a punt by York. It's going to be a good punt.
That's dangerous.
There's Parkinson down there, down the ball.
He has been moving around today.
And I said this before, but you can tell how much Parkinson likes to play football because that young man, kickoffs, punts, he's usually the first one down and wants to hit somebody.
And he's making tackles on the sidelines, blowing by his defensive or the offensive lineman when he's on the defensive line. He's had his hand on the quarterback all night long. Forced at least one of those turnovers.
Got 5:01 to go here before the half. There's a handoff to James.
There he is again.
There's
Ball's on the ground.
Southside's got it.
Here we go. I think that's Joe. I think that was Joe Kincannon on the scoop and run. 4 turnovers in the first half. That is not too shabby. I was thinking it was 4. 2 picks and a fumble. And that'll be the second fumble.
Who had the other pick? He dropped it. Nuggets dropped the one. I think they've had 2 fumbles and interception.
You're telling me I'm wishful thinking up here?
Yeah. It's coming later.
There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah. So we had the one.
Premonition.
Yeah, Huggins had the chance at the one. Okay, this is a situation too. If you're the Mavs, you got to get set.
Well, you run the ball 3 times and kick a field goal. I don't know. You got to get points. You got to do something right here. I'm with you though. You need 7 in the worst kind of way.
Here's
I
the
like that
rollout.
little roll.
Throw the
Yeah.
ball back. It's going to be
Look at that tackle eligible. It's a good idea.
What was that, Carr McCoy?
So,
I still like the idea.
it could be Cooper Anderson over there making that catch.
I believe it's number 72, Connor McCoy. Second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. There's a keeper by Zimmerman up the middle.
There
At the
he goes.
10, at the 5, down to the goal line, down to the 3. We've got a flag, going to be a face mask.
The only way they keep him out of the end zone.
That's been the most effective play for the Mavs tonight's been off that left side.
Mm-hmm. The Carter keeper.
There's Connor McCoy along with Kate Nally on that left side. They'll mark the ball at the 1-yard line. Be 1st and goal for the Mavs. Got 4:05 to go here in the second quarter. Southside looking for the tying touchdown here. There's Fox in the backfield with Zimmerman.
Go for 0. Made the right read.
Spotting just short.
He wasn't short by much.
I'm not sure these line judges are
Seeing the
seeing the
football.
same game.
Seeing the same
There's
football.
been several marks down there that, honestly, this one we saw a little bit earlier in the ball game. Then the chain guys thought he had the first down when he ran over him. And then they messed the chains up.
I was just glad to see this spot didn't go backwards a little bit.
Here's the kick Zimmerman. Touchdown, Southside.
That's what we needed right there, Keith.
Another thing about this Southside team, you got 3:27 to go here with De La Sousa in the 10th for tying extra point. I'll get to the point after the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up. Kick is good. All tied up at 7. The point I want to make right here is the difference in that Southside team that you're seeing now and what you were seeing, say, last year, maybe first part of the season, is North Little Rock goes down, gets that quick touchdown. We're really struggling to do anything. This team keeps working.
Yeah,
they keep
ain't
fighting.
giving up.
They're getting the turnovers. The defense is playing well. They've made some adjustments on the defense side of the ball. I think they're, as we talked about, they're eliminating the short passing game of North Little Rock, making them. They're going to make you beat them long. So I don't think I could be totally wrong on this, but I don't think Gover's got the arm to beat you.
No, well, and I mean we've already seen him throw some suspect balls, to say the least.
To be a big into the first half for the Mavs, don't want to give up anything. North Little Rock will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too about your defense playing the way they're playing is they got one too many on the field, Keith. See if anybody else notices besides me.
I'm counting 11. Well, that takes a funny bounce.
Yeah, it did.
He's got an open field to this side. Chase him down from the backside. That's Russell Key making the play for the Mavs.
But yeah, when your defense stands up, puts a hammer down on that offense, man, it really kind of makes your offense want to play that much harder, you know. And that's what I like to see is when your offense goes out there and even though they had a couple turnovers, a couple 3 and outs, coming back and proving they're in this ball game with them.
Be 1st and 10 for the charging Wildcats. I'll start this drive near 43-yard line. 3:18 to go here before the half. Here's handoff to James. He's going to be hit. He's going to get away, and that will be hit again and knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. There's Sam Warren over there, along with, looks like, Devin Huggins for the Mavs. Had him hemmed in pretty good. James is a good running back.
He is.
Speed and toughness.
Well, what's interesting is you watch him run, and he'll run all the way to the sideline before he turns it up. Been pretty smart on which hole he's chose.
Is it me, or answer this question for him? Looking at the Buffalo Rock sideline, they don't seem like they have as many kids as they usually have. I guess James may be hurt on that.
Yeah, I think somebody's hurt on
that.
Yeah,
That's James. That's good to see.
Like he's holding his arm.
For second down, 2nd and 5 for the charging Wildcats. There's a pass going to be complete. Going to get inside the south side 40-yard line down to the 39-yard line. That is Jaden Jones on the catch.
This is Beelan in on that tackle. Heard his name as much tonight. Guess that's probably has as much to do with him playing middle linebacker, and they don't really run much up the middle. Now I expect him to run right up the middle right here since I just said that.
Well, he has Torrance Moore on the running back now. Grover rolls to his right. It's going to keep the ball. And it's going to be hit. That's a nice defensive play.
He ran right into some Mavericks. They look like they're trying to run like a little RPO action out there. He had a chance to throw it, and he had a chance to pitch it, and he decided to turn it up.
I believe that's big old John Parkinson again over there.
I think so.
It's kind of hard to see the numbers from where we're at,
Yeah,
but you
is.
recognize Parkinson with those black sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Getting second down, 2nd and 9, exactly 2 minutes to go here before the half. There's a handoff to the running back. It's going to be at maybe about, that's probably at the 34-yard line. Be a gain of 5, brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 4. 1:45 to go here before the half. Goldberg takes a snap. It's going to be a quick out pass, going to be complete, and he's going to get close to the first down. He's tripped up over there by,
I believe it's Blake
Mitchell over there making the play. It's outside defense. North Ark going to take a timeout here. Looks like they've got 4th down.
I haven't seen him signal yet.
Big opportunity for Southside, 1:18 to go here.
I thought they were going to measure that thing, but I think they're saying it's short. I like it.
Yeah, Dalton Person's probably listening back to Fort Smith. He always talks about the chain game. I don't know, but that play earlier in the ball game where should have been a Southside first down, and the chain got messed up. They didn't really mark it back, but they moved it down about another yard. It didn't affect the ball game, but it was kind of funny seeing something like that. And I think it said his father-in-law has done the chain game for years. But I've been down there doing chain games and junior high games.
Oh, yeah.
If they come that way, as big as these kids are, you get out of the way.
I thought that daggum chain sticks down.
I'll be in the 3rd row. 3rd down on about a yard. Let's see what Northern Rock does here if they go from under center. They haven't gone from under center yet. And that's kind of the key thing, too, is most teams really can't do under center. So
they just don't practice.
Yeah, 3rd and short. So it kind of makes a difference. Let's see what they're going to, Goldberg's coming back. Going to work from the pistol formation. They go strong left.
Get one empty. I bet he's going to run it. What do you think?
Yeah, now he's going under center. Yeah. Good safe call for the first down. Actually going to get a nice gain as they're going to push the pile forward about 8 yards. Actually, they'll give him 10 yards on the play.
I don't know that I'd run anything else. 10 yards on that play, that'd go.
Got 1:13 to go here. See if the Mavs use their timeouts or not. Looks like they'll just have to block around. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Goldberg wants to throw. Here comes the Heat. They get to him. They throw the ball. It's going to be incomplete. A good job by Southside getting into the rush. I believe that was Gage Castling in there for the Mavs with the big part of the rush along with Russell Key. Actually, it's not Russell Key. It's number 40. That's Dominic Parkinson again.
45.
45. And they're making the play. Parkinson brothers.
Mm-hmm. That's good to see him get out there.
Yeah, Mav's done a good job. The receiver was open, but Goldberg didn't have time to really throw the ball. Puts to his left this time with an inside pass, and that's to Jaden Jones. And Southside does a great job of coverage over there as they're able to chase him down. Again, that was Dominic Parkinson over there along with Ben Beelan. Well, if they're right, going to take another timeout. We've got 42.8 seconds to go here. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Yeah, victory for the Southside defense to get a hold here, force them to try a field goal.
There's somebody's hurt down there, Keith.
That's a Maverick this now. Not going to speculate till they
can't tell who it is.
What's been the good thing about this game tonight? You've not really seen too many injuries tonight. I believe that's Parkinson. He's give him some good minutes tonight.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. It's good to see a young guy like that out there playing. I mean, I think he's played every snap tonight.
This Southside defense has a chance to really be pretty good defense next year. Don't lose much off this team. Then we've got 42.8 seconds to go here before the half. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for the Charging Wildcats at the Southside 18-yard line. Been a big opportunity for the Southside defense to get off the field.
You get off the field here and you pretty much take you a halftime break.
What you've got to be careful of here on this play is them setting up some type of a screen.
That outside
pass.
screen.
Yeah, because we've done such a good job of getting to the quarterback. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't try to come back with some type of a screen pass here.
I keep worried about them running that RPO off to that trip side. It's just such a hard play to defend if they got somebody that can throw the football.
Overload the rod, as you said, they'll throw the ball is going to be complete. He'll go out of bounds at 14-yard line. See what North Little Rock wants to do here.
They got a kicker that's got the leg, but that gum last extra point try sure didn't look pretty.
We're going to check him into the ball game as Devin Jackson will check in for the Charging Wildcats. This will be a 30-yard field goal. Yeah, if he gets that kind of leg on this one, but I'll tell you what, on his kickoffs, they've all been into the
That's
end
what
zone.
I mean. It's like, you know, kick it. I'd like to see a little scoop and score right here.
I'd like to see that extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe right here. There's a kick. Ball was down. Kick is up. And missed it. What a great job by the Southside defense.
That's a lot better snap, too.
The difference for the Southside defense, I think, is twofold. Obviously, been the pass rush. Mr. Parkinson, Reeder, Cage Castling. The play of Dominic Parkinson on the outside. Your coverage man, I always go back to those coverage guys. Devin Huggins in that coverage. Getting to the quarterback. making tackles in space. That's been the difference.
Well, I mean, you said Reeder's name, but you hadn't heard him in on a whole lot of tackles today. The thing about that is, though, he's soaking up those blocks so that Parkinson can get back there. They I'll always call them disruptors. I mean, that's their job.
Southside going to take him over here.
I mean, that's fortunate. Some of those fortunate. Force a couple of them.
Shouldn't have to run another play here. Good job by the Mavs in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game that really could have got away early. North Little Rock comes out, holds the Mavs to 2 3-and-outs in the first two possessions. Southside really not doing offensively much. On the second possession for North Little Rock, they were able to actually had 2 touchdowns called back on that possession. They're getting on the third one. They're really just eating us up. But Southside did a great job of making some changes there in the first half on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. They found some things that were working. I think it's those kind of those quick hitter passes were working a bit, and also I think the fact that the job that Carter Zimmerman was doing running off that left side was a big difference for the offense.
Huge. Well, we talk about it a lot, but those offensive linemen, I mean, they got their work cut out for them tonight, and they've done a heck of a job down there. I'd say offensively, we've done, what we needed to do to stay in this ball game. Defensively, absolutely overperforming right now. I mean, those guys are playing,
Well,
the lights out of the
yeah,
stadium right now.
you mentioned that the way they're playing, but I go back to that defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Great job they've done. Grover's not had time to throw the football by any means, and that's why I was talking about earlier, maybe trying to set up a screen pass or something, because we've seen plays where Parkinson broke in there and basically WWE tackle, try to get back there to, keep him from making the play. And it's just a really good job by the Southside team. And something else I mentioned too, Terrell, is the fact that with this Southside team, when they got down 7-zip, you're thinking, oh, here we go now. That's not this team.
No,
This
they've been through it all this year.
It's been through a lot. They really come through, and we're in the ball game now.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, we're at halftime, all tied up at 7. We'll be back in just a bit for the second half. Well, welcome back for second half action as we're all tied up here at 7. North Little Rock with the ball starts the second half. And just want to mention, too, on your Maverick TV, is we'll be starting basketball up here in a couple of weeks. And we're doing the Baker Southside Boys game on November 29th, followed by a girls game on December the 2nd. So they on Mount St. Mary's. A lot of good time for everybody. But a whole lot more Maverick sports out there for the folks to see. And hope everybody will watch that. Check us out. Everything should be out there for you to see and do. I'll tell you what, though, we've got a football game tonight. 5
Yes,
to
sir.
7.
Yes, sir. Got us a new ball game.
Gotta be impressed. Gotta be impressed with the Southside team. They really came out slow. As the game progressed, they made some changes on defense, made some changes on offense, and really got themselves back in the game. But obviously, the big thing, I know we've had a discussion on this as to how many they had, but we've got 3 to 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
And really, that's been a big difference, too, for Southside helping get their touchdown. But on one of those turnovers, they were hurt in the fact that they got a penalty. Probably didn't beat half.
Absolutely.
We're curious to see what the Mavs come out and do here in the second half. It was the first half where I think the key offensively, obviously, was the ability of Carter Zimmerman to pick up yardage on first down. Did a very good job of mixing the run with the pass. Had some big catches. It weren't anything. I think they only went deep one time, but they were hit some effective plays on the
short
sides.
crossers, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And North Little Rock, came out early and were hitting those short crossers, and they were getting separation because we weren't close enough to really stay with them. They were able to make a move on or two on us and get away and get big. What should be a 5-yard gain is a 25-yard gain, and Southside did a good job of taking that away. And also the job this D line did in the first half was big for the Mavs.
Yeah, and I think we actually started out in that 3-man front, switched out to that 4-man front pretty early, and that 4-man front, man, it's looked good all night.
Well, I think that's the key for Southside. I think you can play that, and I think they can play press coverage too. North Little Rock tried to go deep one time. Devin Huggins was there and actually should have had a pick on the play.
Yeah.
He drops the football, but nonetheless, he was there, stride for stride with the receiver. And I think, too, Southside's doing a good job of getting good pressure on the quarterback. So the quarterback, Malachi Gover, isn't really having time to set up and make that long pass.
No, that's the thing. I mean, the way we're playing right now, it does put all of our defensive backfield on the island. Everybody's, they've got their own coverage they've got to play, but, you get in the backfield quick like we've been doing, and it's a huge difference.
Here's that kickoff for Southside. We picked up by Williams. Going to be
good coverage.
Hit and dropped at about the 28-yard line. That's an interesting kick, too.
Because it could have gotten dangerous in a hurry.
Down there off the bottom of the pile for the Mavs. I believe that was number 31 for the Mavs. We don't have a 31 on our roster, so we get 31 credit for the tackle. But what they're doing on the kick, what I like about it is that it's almost like if you could take a pitching wedge, kicks it, it hits, and then instead of going towards the receiver, it actually bounces away. That's a tough ball to pick up.
It's tough. We've seen some of those returnmen kick that ball a few times this season.
Here's a keeper by Gober, and he's going to get up to midfield. That's a good tackle from the Mavs, though, because he had an open field there. If he beats that last man, he's going to take it to the house. He's going to gain 22 on the play.
I believe that's Huggins coming over the cornerback to make that.
Came out with a different look, too. They actually were coming out to look like it's going to be just a pitch play, and Gober keeps it, makes a nice game. First and 10 right at midfield. Here's the handoff to Williams. He's going to be hit top in the backfield. Yep. I believe that was Cage Castling catching from behind. Big on number 97 will bring up second down, second and 10.
Might have been Reeder out in front of him, too.
Reeder plugged.
Yes, sir.
Castling,
cleaned up the mess.
And also give credit to Nico Pizzana, too.
Yeah, he's getting in there.
That's a good thing, too, when your linemen are making the tackles, not your linebackers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Second down, second 11. Here's a handoff to Williams. He's going to be hit and
Like
dropped. There's a fumble. Southside has it.
There you go. Now we can say it's 4, right? Oh, somebody's hurt.
I believe that's Williams again. Excuse me, Mr. Johnson, that's Don Davis doing.
I think maybe it's just his feelings that were hurt.
One thing the Mavs are doing, though, they're getting there quick.
Yeah, in the backfield. Now you flip the script on them. So now you go score right here and you put that pressure right on them.
Good start here in the second half with the Mavs. Go empty backfield with Carter Zimmerman at quarterback. Well, they got, actually, I believe that's
Harold.
Harold back at quarterback. Here's the handoff. Keeper by Harold. Nothing there's going to bring up second down, second to him.
I believe Carter read that one right. Harold decided to keep it. I think Carter had nothing but wide open spaces in front of him.
Well, as I said in the first half, you think of the many possibilities with the injured Mavs that aren't playing and what they could be and the things they could do different. We go back to even Isaac Gregory not playing tonight. When you lose Amari Tucker, things you could have done different with Gregory, too. This offense would really be tough to stop. Here's the keeper by Harold. He's going to fight his way across midfield down to the 47-yard line. And boy, there's a pancake block. I believe that's big old number 79 for Southside. Cooper Anderson, he wiped his man out over there. Be a big third down here for the Mavs. Be third down, 3rd and 6.
It's like Joaquin Fox in the backfield.
Yeah, with Carter Zimmerman. The frustrating thing for the Mavs tonight, see how this play goes. Third down, 3rd and 6, and there's another bad snap that they're going to get back on.
Shot.
The thing about Southside, you've had 4 turnovers. You've only taken advantage of 1 of the turnovers. So that's definitely something the coaches aren't going to be happy about.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be happy about any of those 3 and outs.
If you did anything on this series, it'll be punt from the 40-yard line. Here's another high snap, and he gets it. He's got time to punt. Does a good job. That's a good job by Grayson York. Gets a nice punt
roll,
off.
Too. Mm-hmm.
There's Devin Huggins down there for the Mavs. Actually, that's Ken Cannon.
And Grayson was just back there looking at the back of a black jersey trying to figure out which one to hit. He's trying to throw a grenade in the middle of them.
That was a great job by Grayson York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to have the presence of mind to have it, set up and punt the ball.
Well, you're always top, man. You jump on that thing. And, it's courageous, I guess you'd say, brave to pick that thing up and try to kick it, but I'm glad he did.
There's a pass over the middle by Goldberg. It's going to be complete for the first down. That's Russell Key making the play for Southside at the 40-yard line. Got 8:35 to go here in the third quarter, all tied up at 7. Pretty much just kind of, this is where we started from, back at the 29-yard line on the previous possession. Here's handoff to James. He's going to be hit and dropped after about a 3-yard gain. We got Ben Phelan in there for the Mavs. Brings up second down, 2nd and 7. Big opportunity here for the Southside defense. Goldberg wants to throw the ball. They're going to set that screen up. The ball is tipped. They had that red, though. Sam Horn was over there.
Yeah, he was waiting on it.
Yeah, they had that play red. And I knew at some point they'd try that because that pressure's just been too great.
Well, and when they hit that play, man, it's looked pretty.
And I always question this, too, and might have an answer for this, but they run the screen. Why do they run to the short side of the field?
Well, I think they feel like they've got numbers that way on the screen. Get you blocking over there, but they did not have that one set up well at all.
Here's an inside pass. And there's a great defensive play for the Mavs. That's Blake Mitchell over there making the play for the Southside defense.
Well, we hadn't seen this very often. I don't know that you really mind trading 3-and-outs with him.
Well,
I think that gets in their head more than it gets in ours.
Yeah, I go back to the fact that as long as this game goes on like it is, then
the more that pressure adds up, builds up on charging Wildcats.
Devin Jackson will punt the ball away to Grayson Parker. The low line drive punt that's going to hit, and didn't get a lot of it. We'll be down at the Southside 32-yard line. That's where the Mavs will start this drive. We've got 7:41 to go here in the third quarter. How good has this defense been tonight?
Been lights out.
You know, that was kind of your key to the game tonight, too, Terrell, was the fact that you thought the defense really needed to step up and have a big game. And we talked about that with the slow start by the offense. That, they're going to have to keep us in the game. They've done every bit of that.
Well, and, you talked about it earlier, too. I mean, this timing is much different than what we've seen all year. And it's been up to that defense to really shut them down. They've done their job.
There's Zimmerman on the handoff. Not going to be anything. He's hit the line of scrimmage. Got George Harrell back in at quarterback. I think that goes back to having two experienced quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Now let's check Fox into the ball game for Harrell. Mavs need to get something going here. Got 7:07 to go here in the third quarter. Here's a pass play going to be complete. That is Grayson York on the catch. He's going to find his way across the 40. And now he fumbles the football. It's on the ground. It's picked up by North Little Rock, and they're going to run it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, Grayson thinks he was down. I don't know if I disagree or not. Let's see the replay on that one.
I think Coach Dameron, thought he might want an explanation, but I guess he wasn't. Not going to question that. Boy, what a tough break for the Mavs. Trying to get that extra yard, puts the ball on the ground, now you're down.
Yeah, you sure don't want to give him any momentum. Bag it up.
Good job on Southside doing a little shift on the line of scrimmage, forcing that right guard to move a bit.
What's the debate here, Keith?
Well, we talked about this. You'll never be able to explain to me why they have to spend 10 minutes to try to figure out a call.
I don't understand the debate.
I mean, to me, that was pretty cut and dry. What happened? They were back 5 yards and attempt the extra point. You know, the frustrating thing about that, too, is here's the kick, the ball's down, kick is up. Kick is good. North Rock now leads 14-7. What's frustrating about that play, too, is the fact that York was almost close to getting that first down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. Real close. Yeah, he just hated for the defense. I mean, they played their butts off to get that 3-and-out. Didn't really get a chance to make a stop there when they.
Well, and the thing I can't say, too, is that, that's a big turning point. Yeah, it is a big turning point in the ball game. Giving up those 7 points that easy like that. But that being said, turnovers haven't been the difference in the ball game. Nope. Southside's had
they've definitely won the turnover part.
Four turnovers, but they haven't taken advantage of it. The one thing that's been missing from that South side of the attack tonight has been the long sustained drive. I think the longest drive of the night was 9 plays, and that was after they got I believe the fumble back at the 35-yard line. That's where you find out if your team bows up or not right here.
Yeah, that's like I said, you can't give them momentum. You can't come right back here and punch them in the mouth.
It'll be a returnable ball for Zimmerman. Crosses the 20-yard line, we get up to about the 25-yard line. It's a good return for Zimmerman. Southside will start this drive on the 25. 6:44 to go here in the third quarter. Southside now trails 14-7.
So we're going to start off with Harold. I think he's coming out for the first snap of the last 3 series. Looks like Fox out there with Carter.
That's Carter at quarterback.
Got Xander out there one-on-one. Looking that way.
Inside nice. Screen set up, it's dropped.
Hit him in the hands.
It's not been a very good 3 or 4 minutes for Mr. York.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. 6:42 to go here. Just key possession right here. Right now, Southside needs to get some points on this possession, or at least hang on to the football and work some clock, try to get some field position. Got some one-on-one matchups off that wide side of the field. Here's the keeper by Zimmerman. He's going to cut it back inside, and we'll get about maybe 3 yards. Really, if you want to put this game into really break it down to what I think is going on in the ball game tonight, it's been both defensive lines have played well tonight.
Yes, they have.
They really controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you got to think, with our offensive line, you're doing something.
Here's a pass going to be complete. That's Andrew Connor on the catch.
That's what we've been waiting on.
That's a good job by Connor. He turns his body in, catches the ball with both hands.
Falls backwards.
And knows the hit's coming, makes the catch for a big Southside first down. 1st and 10 to the 41-yard line.
I say he falls backwards. He falls forwards, but he turned around backwards. Make sure you get that first down. Great job. Good key. Oh, yeah.
A nice cut back outside by Zimmerman. We'll get a first down as he crosses midfield into North Little Rock territory down to the 47-yard line. You know, something that Zimmerman's doing good tonight, too, is the fact he's not zeroing in on one receiver. It's been York for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone to Connor the previous play. Will Goodman with a couple more catches tonight.
Spread it out, man. Keep him guessing. I don't know. Something happened over here.
I'm not sure where they're set.
Through the shift, yep. Oh, I did look up that play, by the way. That remember when that wideout come in, took a snap under center? They have to come set for at least 1 second.
Yep.
That's the rule. When it comes to motions and shifts, oh man, there are a lot of weird rules.
Well, another thing too, you got to give the, if you think about it, say after this play, here's the pass over the middle. It's going to be complete. That's York on the catch, gets inside the 35 down to the 31-yard line. A play like that, though, you really think about something like that. Sometimes you catch the referees off guard, and they're not always going to know. It's no fault of theirs, but sometimes you actually have to.
Well, maybe the official that's supposed to be calling it doesn't see it, because it happens so quick. I mean, it's a motion play.
First and 10 for the Mavs. It's inside the 32-yard line. They've got 5:10 to go here. Third quarter. Here's a handoff to Fox, who's going to fight his way down for maybe 2 yards. Brings up second down, 2nd and 8.
I think Grayson He must have. He must have heard you say he's having a rough couple minutes because he's had a couple really good receptions.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
That's right.
It does. He's had a really good year too. He's been kind of a go-to receiver all year. Well, he made a big catch there just a minute ago for the Mavs.
Got Harrell and Zimmerman in there again. I like that look.
Screen pass set up. Maybe they had it
tall.
too.
Yeah.
It was there.
A little tall.
I don't know if the rush got to him.
I think it's a screen, and I think Harrell's supposed to be backing up a few more steps than he did. And the hand got in his face a little bit quicker.
Yeah, that play might have been a race to the end zone too.
It would have been. I don't. There might have been a safety back there that could have made.
Well, you had a couple of blockers out front. He's definitely inside the 15 yard
Yes, sir.
We got third down, empty backfield. Here's a quick pass to be complete. That's Will Goodman on the catch, has the south side first down to the 16 yard line. Yeah, and one thing I've noticed too about this North Little Rock defense, they don't blitz much.
No, it's usually the same 4 or 5 guys coming. I've been impressed with both these quarterbacks tonight. They both on strikes. It really doesn't matter who's getting the snap.
First and 10 for the Mavs at the 16 yard line. North Little Rock. This will be the 9th play of this drive to start at the south side 25 yard line.
I like this key. Got the pistol look back there.
There's
yes, sir.
The 5. Touchdown, Southside.
Keith, if you ever wondered why I like the pistol, right there's why. Man, when it works good. And he didn't even look like he got touched on that one. That's what we needed to do right there.
You know what this reminds me of, too, is when Southside, you go back to the Bentonville West game, you go back to the Harbor game, after each of them scored a touchdown, the Southside offense answered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're seeing here tonight.
The leg.
Dale Seuss takes the extra point, all tied up at 14.
Glad to see him back in his groove.
Got 3:56 to go here, all tied up at 14. That was a 9-play, 75-yard drive for the Mavs, 16-yard touchdown run by Carter Zimmerman. But, the key plays of that drive, obviously, the 2 pass completions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were, like I said, both those quarterbacks are out there throwing strikes when it's their turn to throw them.
Good big catches by Grayson York along with Will Goodman to set the Mavs up at the 16-yard line.
I think Grayson was happy to catch those last couple of passes.
Well, and I don't even fault the fumble because that was an effort.
I think he was down. I mean, personally, but anytime it's your fault because you had the ball last, you're going to be wanting to make up for it in a hurry. I'd say he sure did.
Let's see if they do the same kind of kick. He's got to line up like he might. Well, they might onside it here.
And I was watching. I think it was the Bentonville game. And De La Souza lined up like that, took about 2 steps and kicked it all the way back to about the 8-yard line. It's just impressive what he can do with that leg, man.
The mystifying thing, though, is him not being able to kick the ball in the end zone this year.
Well, so I talked with some of my sources, my athletic sources, and actually heard, he's been in a bunch of camps and stuff this summer, and his foot's been hurting him, and he's kind of been struggling to get over that this whole season, but you can't really tell by the way he's kicking.
Give credit to the Southside special teams tonight. Have done a very good job too. Here's the handoff. I'll get maybe 3 yards on the play. Not a lot there for Jontavius James. We'll bring up second down, second, and I'll move it up. He's got a pretty good spot. Yeah, they'll give him 5 on the play. Brings up second down, second and 5. They're not going to more of a power formation here, so they pass out to Gilbert's going to be incomplete. That was a nice call, though. That play was really set up well. You had the lead blocker out there. He catches that ball, he cuts it back inside. That could be a big game.
He's in trouble for sure.
But I also think, too, on that play is, too, I think Malachi Gober has really struggled with the pressure. I think that he may have felt
He's rushing a little bit, yeah. I think he's hearing footsteps. I like that. Got some big footsteps coming at him, too.
Comes outside with the inside blitz, and there's Ben Beelan making the play for the defense. Be about a yard short of the first down. I think they'll probably go for it here.
Well, they're playing the smart play. Well, of course, I say that, and then they'll come out here and fake it or something.
Well, did a quarterback sneak for about 10 yards.
Think they'll do the same thing with the punter.
He's got more than a yard, though. It looks like it's about a yard and a half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a little bit further. So I can see the point here. Now we've got to delay the game. Definitely take that penalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because 4th and 1, I mean, that position on the field, I wouldn't put it past teams in the postseason to be faking it.
But what a great job by this Southside defense. That's 3 possessions for North Little Rock. They ran 2 plays, turned over, 3 plays, a punt, 3 plays, a punt.
Got to roll that time. Fanning the flames down there. You think that worked at all?
That's a good thing to do when you miss a punt.
Yeah.
Southside will have good field position. They'll start this drive on their 29-yard line. Got out of the momentum now, has scored a touchdown. But that defense, you can't say enough. This is, I would have to say, probably what I've seen tonight, though, Terrell, this is probably the best ball game the defense has had this year.
I think it's definitely their best outing.
Got 2:36 to go here.
I think we've already got more turnovers than we did in the Van Buren game. I expect we're going to have 2 more. It's just my expectation. Empty.
Lance is going to be tipped. Well, that was almost a great defensive play there. Yeah, he tipped the ball and then almost had the presence of mind to go back and catch it. Being on 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Key series here right now, Terrell. Control the football, go down and get some points.
Tell you what, the way they're playing this up, you got Connor.
They tried to run the jet sweep, bringing the man across, but I think what happened on that play is by the time they ran the jet sweep, the play just takes too long to do that. You most got to read and react. Big 3rd down here, 3rd down, 13. You've got 2:09 to go here in the 3rd.
What do you think they're going to air it out right here?
I don't think you have any choice. I'll be looking for my man Xander Connor on this play. Down to 5 on the play clock. It could have been a late hit right there. Southside wanted to set a screen up. I like the call, but they read that all the way.
Looks like we had a little precipitation. I don't know if that had any effect on that throw, but it may from now on.
Well, looking good field position here. Pushing North hands back at 13-yard line.
Focus on the snap.
It's a kickoff. It's a good kick. makes it.
Tough bounce, but man, that was a heck of a boot.
I don't know if it's your wind or what, but we're seeing a lot of. It's like it's got backspin on it.
Yeah, we'll blame it on the swirling winds.
Tiger Woods would be proud of those.
Yeah, you would.
I spot the ball at the North Little Rock 41-yard line. We've got 1:37 to go here in the third quarter. Been a good ball game tonight. All tied up at 14.
That's time for that pick six.
There's one back in the backfield. Grover looks to the sideline. Still got 17 seconds on the play clock. There's going to be a jet sweep and
Ball's on the
ball's
ground.
on the ground. I believe Southside has it.
Numero cinco.
Trying to get that number. I believe that was Big John Parkinson.
Parkinson, yep.
5 turnovers.
Yes, sir. And I think we'd have been in trouble if it hadn't have been Mr. Parkinson down there because I think he had to fight a little bit for that ball.
Well, that play didn't really have a chance. They ran it, and Southside was right there to make the play. And
I don't think it was a clean handoff.
I don't think it was either. And once he tried to get it, then Parkinson separated the ball from him.
We kind of talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Really, that play right there, you're better served kind of tossing that ball up in front of you because you have that happen. It's just an incomplete pass. You hand it off, man. That's a fumble. That's what we saw right there.
Got 1:31 to go here in the ball game as George Harrell checks back in at quarterback with Carter Zimmerman in the backfield. North Little Rock going with a 5-man line.
Right.
There's a nice defensive play over there. So they get the ball to Grayson Jordan. If he can make that one-man miss, it's going to get a nice game.
Yeah, get that ball out of your hands about a half a step sooner.
Yeah, North Little Rock's changed up their defensive philosophy here. They actually had 6 men in the box.
Yes,
on
they
that
did.
play.
They brought 5 of the 6. The other one dropped back in the middle, but first time I think we've seen that except maybe a goal line stand.
This time they go with the 4-man line. And off to Zimmerman's going to be hit, going to be dropped. Don't lose yardage. Bring up third down, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs. Down to 39 seconds to go here. Going to run one more play here before the end of the third quarter.
Not sure a charging Wildcat even got their hand on him that time. I think he just ran into Connor a little bit too hard, Mr. McCoy.
Trips head to the right of Harrell. Got that matchup on the corner, but they're doubling down on Connor.
They are, yeah, stacking up on him.
They're looking that way. Well, though the ball's going to be dropped. That was Grayson York, the intended receiver. It might have been a bit, maybe a half a yard short of the first down. But
I see Mr. 87, the leg out there. Got a long kick.
well, like I said, the thing is for Southside, the missed opportunities tonight.
Yeah, we've definitely had our share of them.
Yeah, 48-yard field goal for Jackson Taylor Sioux.
What little wind we got's behind it. Uh-oh, a little extracurricular. This might be a first down.
This was after the play. I think he stepped
Oh,
on
yeah,
him.
could be. Yep, after.
Still got 2.1 seconds to go here. Frustrating thing if you're the Mavs is you've had five turnovers tonight, 7 points off turnovers. This will be the last play of the third quarter. 2.1 seconds to go here. Here's a handoff to James. He's going to get about 8 yards on the play. Actually, about 7.
Flip sides one more time.
Been a very good effort tonight by the Mavs.
Another big one right here.
Defense has played well here in the second half. Actually, the defense hasn't given up any points.
Mm-hmm.
Second down, second about 2 at the 34-yard line for the Charging Wildcats as we start the fourth quarter. Kind of wondering too, although I may try to start going to the ground game.
Yeah, especially with it starting to spit a little bit of rain and mist out there.
And then second down, second and 2 for the Charging Wildcats. Here's handoff again to James. Makes the first man miss. Will be brought down after about a 4-yard gain by Ben Beelan along with Sam Horn.
Now we got him right where we want to be. Let him move the chains one time. Now it's time for the turnover.
First and 10 for 39-yard line for the Charging Wildcats. Here's the handoff to James again. Going to bounce it outside. He's going to get some positive yards as he crosses. Well, actually, it'll be spotted right at the 45-yard line. Big gain of 6 brings up second down, second and 4.
Quick snap. It's looking ugly back there.
Yep. Gover's going to have to eat the ball. They'll lose yardage. They'll lose maybe 2 yards. That's got to be the worst feeling for a quarterback. When you go back to make the handoff.
Look up, you got the ball, and you
and about
aren't expecting it.
3 white jerseys about ready to pop you. Bring up third down, third and 6 for the Charging Wildcats.
Yeah, especially when it's 3 of those linemen.
Here's a handoff to James. They're going to have the first down as he gets in Southside territory across the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line.
He gets going. He is rumbling.
I kind of suspected that might be their game plan there towards the end of the third
Yeah,
quarter.
it looks like they've gone like a hurry up offense, but it's a lot of running.
Here's off to James again. He's going to be hit in the backfield, going to be dropped.
Keep doing that. Looks like Sam Moore coming off the bottom of that pile.
You know, Sam Horn along with Dominic Parkinson again. Dominic Parkinson had a big game tonight for the
He's
Mavs.
having a heck of a ball game. Zana getting in there, making plays.
How's Dominic's he playing for Canada tonight?
I think so. That same kind of position. I just hadn't seen him really drop back like Canada does a lot.
There he is again.
That's little Parkinson right there. Key coming up and makes some plays.
You kind of got a rotation there with Shelby,
Yeah, they do.
Parkinson, Horn, and Beelan.
Mm-hmm.
Big third down here. Third down, third and 14 for the Charging Wildcats. We got 9:07 to go here in the ball game. Big opportunity here for the Southside defense. Gilbert wants to throw. He looks, he'll step up, and now he's going to run with the football and going to be
Doesn't get much.
hit and going to be dropped on a great defensive job. That's Ben Beelan over there making the play on the south side.
He didn't just get dropped. He got dropped on his head. You'll remember that one, Keith.
8:32 to go here in the ball game. Southside will get the ball back. Fourth down, 13. Key of that series, though, was on first down was getting
Yeah, that's it.
James in the backfield for that 2-yard loss was the key play.
Them on the ground on first down, major advantage.
Here's the punt.
Well, they finally got a good one.
Going to die about the 5-yard line. That's where Southside will start this drive.
Well, silver lining to that is if you go down here and score right now, that might have helped you. That's a little bit longer you're going to have football.
Got 8:02 to go here in the ball game. I just can't say enough about this Southside defense tonight.
I'm telling you, they've done their job. I'd say they've done everything the coaches have asked them to do, and then a little bit.
The thing is, too, they're getting off the field, not
Yeah.
7, 8 play drives. These are
You
3
got
and
it.
outs.
You got it. That's huge.
That's where you need one of those 95-yard, 20-play drives.
Yeah, so what was the last time? 24 plays or something?
Hit the 28. Now, Southside going to take a timeout.
Well, as long as you execute right here, that timeout doesn't hurt you at all.
Been a fun ball game tonight.
Mm-hmm. Hard to look a little confused on that one. I'm trying to figure out what they're looking at. I think they've seen some of the covers they like.
Big series here for the Mavs. Hopefully get some points out of this. That run has been tough for the Mavs. And again, I go back to my point. I think it's been the 2 defensive lines tonight that both really played.
Pretty stellar. Yeah, pretty stellar football, that's for sure.
Both of them controlled the line of scrimmage. Also, want to give a shout out to Dominic Parkinson, the job he's done stepping in tonight for the Mavs.
Yeah, I think this will be a game he's going to remember for a long time.
That's good to see because you get some sophomores.
Yeah,
Nico Pizzana, Joseph Kincannon, and Dominic Parkinson. Those kids will be factors next year for the Mavs. Got 16 seconds on the play clock. Here's a handoff to Fox. He's got a nice hole across the 20-yard line to the 25-yard line, up to the 30-yard line. What a great job.
There's another sophomore, Keith.
That time they went by Cooper Anderson along with Kobe Branham off that left side for the big game. That's a big play getting it out from the shadow young goalpost.
A little tall. Double tip. Now we got to dig out.
That's a tough play because Southside was moving the ball. Southside's had opportunities. You had a drop pass on the previous possession that probably would have got you a first down and put a chance to put some points on the board. But field goal opportunity, and North Little Rock has taken 2 turnovers running back for touchdown.
Well, again, like I said earlier, defense still had to give nothing.
Well, this is where you're going to find out a lot about this Southside team now down 21-14. I think they're going to come in and you're going to see a little bit of extra effort on this drive for the Mavs.
I sure hope so.
We can't get much of a worse break than that.
No, I mean, really, kind of felt like you were lucky in that you had two receivers out there that had a chance at that ball, and both of them knocked it up in the air.
I mean, how far did that Ted go?
11 yards. Probably more like 15 if you consider the very first tip being where it started from.
Well, we still got 7:34 to go here. Southside
Plenty of time.
21-14. Still plenty of time to do what you want to do. It's Devin Jacksonville kickoff. We'll come down to Carter Zimmerman at the goal line.
Pretty good. Well, that's the way to start it off right there.
Except for the flag on the field. Going to be a hold, I believe, on the Mavs. Going to push it back probably about the 22-yard line. Well, the Razorback basketball team won tonight 74-48. Hit this girls soccer team beating Missouri State 6-0. Almost a football score.
Was, say, Bobby Petrino was at that?
No, I don't know. First and 10 for the Mavs. They'll start this drive to the 21-yard line. Here's the handoff to Zimmerman. Got to lose yardage. Actually, get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think every defender out there's got their eye on number 10.
Going to be under 7 minutes before the next snap. Second down, second 11 for the Mavs.
Looks like you're going to have your matchup with Connor over here again.
Got one-on-one coverage. There's a safety's actually playing off to the other side. Carroll wants to throws the ball. It'll be incomplete. We'll bring up third down.
Absolutely got to have this one.
Third down, third and 11 for the Mavs. 6:40 to go in the ball game.
I got to believe that ball's getting a little bit slippery down there.
The pass going to be incomplete. Intended for Grayson Gordon. We'll bring up fourth down. Don't believe the Mavs have much choice here but to punt the ball away. 6:36 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, I'd like to see the analytics on that. What your chances are. It's like, man, if you don't get it, you're basically giving up 7 points.
Well, your defense is playing well. It's been your offense that's hurt you tonight. The two turnovers returned for touchdowns.
What are they going to do right here, Keith? They coming after the kicker or something? I ain't got nobody to do.
I think they think Southside may go for it. Now they're going for it. And he's run over. There's going to be a flat. Should be run from the kicker.
Yes, sir.
Called running into the kicker.
unfortunately, I think we got to run the same play again.
Okay, I've got a question for you. Why did we get penalized?
I think they're talking about it. Well, we have seen some real debates this year, haven't we?
And they give that referee maybe a baseball bat, let him spin his head on it and see which way it goes. Still be fourth down. We've seen some strange things in here tonight.
I think you'd have it figured out by the postseason.
Didn't get much on that one. Should be another flag out there on North Little Rock for face.
I don't think he realizes who he's talking to.
Well, no, when you go up there and you bump somebody in the face like that,
After the whistle, yeah. I mean, that's every time personal foul.
the first and 10 for North Little Rock. They'll start this drive. They're on the 45-yard line. Really didn't get the pump we wanted on that one.
No.
We kind of hurried it.
The only thing good about it is they didn't have any return. There we go. Stick.
There's Jontavius James on the carry. They'll lose about half a yard. Brings up second down, second, and they'll give it back to the line scrimmage. Second down, second, 10. Got 6:05 to go here in the ball game. You see what they're trying to do now? They're trying to run the clock now. They'll be under 10 before they snap this one. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll give it to the motion man who's going to cut back inside. And there's a nice defensive play over there for the Mavericks.
Great play.
It was Kincannon over there making the play for Southside. Bring up third down, third and about 8.
Well,
I guess it was a dead ball. You know, the frustrating thing about penalties in this is then the clock starts back up, so they can run another 25 off the clock. Second down, second and 15. We have to use a timeout here as they're down to 6 seconds. Here's Jonathan James. There's Sam Horn at the hole. Good play by Sam Horn.
Sam Horn was there so fast he had to wait on him to get to him. I think he got to the ball carrier about the same time the ball did.
At 4:49 to go here, it'll be third down, third and 13.
And that's where you hope they throw that ball. Put it up in the air. Get a paw on it. Take it to the house.
The throw in the middle is going to be incomplete. The ball was a bit behind the intended receiver. Good job again by the Southside defense.
4th and forever.
I don't believe the defense can play any better.
No, I can't think of too many times where they hadn't done the job there out there to do. That was for sure.
That's 4 3 and outs here in the second half. Not to mention the 5 turnovers. But that being said, the difference is the turnovers.
Ooh, we got a hand on that one. Well, I'm going to say it again, Keith. We got it right where we want them now. Now it's just time to go do what we do.
Well, with the exception of the couple of bad snaps, the special teams was actually played pretty good tonight. Still plenty of time, 4:15 and 2 timeouts. Almost got to feel like now that you're probably going to be close to 4 down territory if you're the Mavs. As Carter Zimmerman checks back in at quarterback.
Yeah, after using that third timeout earlier.
Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. It's got an outside game there and will be run out of bounds about the 35-yard line. It's a good start, 6 yards.
Always just like to tell those quarterbacks, get that first bounce down and get out of bounds. One, I don't like the quarterback taking too many big hits. And two, get out of bounds and stop that clock.
That's another area you go back and look at this Southside team. You're a little bit concerned about the quarterbacks this year with David Sword going out with the surgery, but I think Zimmerman along with Harold done a very good job for the Mavs this year. There's a handoff to Joaquin Fox. He's going to find his way forward. He's going to have a Southside first down. Should be down. Oh. His forward progress was stopped. I'm Coach Dameron. I want an explanation on that. He was being pushed back about 3 yards. They take the ball away.
Yeah, that's pretty pitiful right there.
First and 10. 4 North Little Rock to the south side, 38-yard line.
Well, according to the chain gang, it's 4th and 10. Oh, man. I believe our defense is fired up over that call.
I'm Coach Dameron. This should be in somebody's face on that one. That was just, he was knocked back about 3 yards, and they were blowing the whistles, and they stripped him of the ball. I think second down, 12 for North Little Rock. There's a rollout keeper for Gober. Is going to have a nice gain across the 25 inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. First and 10 for the Charging Wildcats at the south side 20-yard line. We've got 3:24 to go here in the ball game. I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen more of Gober running that play.
And when he takes off, he looks good.
Here's James on the handoff. He's going to be hit and dropped by the line of scrimmage, maybe a half-yard gain. Gage Castling along with Nico Pizzana there from Southside defense. Interior group there, Andrew Reeder, you mentioned he hasn't called his name a lot tonight, but him and Pizzana have done a very good job.
They're soaking up all those. Yeah, they're soaking up all those blocks so that those two ends can pin their ears back and look at the football.
Here's Grover on the rollout to the ball. So they get inside the 10, down to the 5. We'll get to the end zone. Let's see. Touchdown.
Well, we've seen some real doozies of some calls this year, but I'd say that was about the mother of them all right there.
Well, your defense can only hold so long. Your offense is really, with the turnovers, the drop passes, and yeah, I'd like to know a review on that one, though. Look, he was hit and driven back 3 yards, and then the ball was taken away.
Well, there's been a few times tonight that I've been kind of wondering if they are even going to blow the whistle. And I don't think they want to.
On that particular play too, I'm not sure if he got in the end zone or not. Nobody was down there to make the call.
I think that might be what they're debating down there. I mean, it's way too late for that. But
It was the side judge that called the touchdown was actually about the 15-yard line.
yeah, and he didn't call it till he got down. What are they doing down there, Keith? They got a replay review going on.
I think we got an injured player down there on the sideline.
Oh, I see now.
Not sure if it's a Maverick.
I don't think so.
If it's not, it has to be Gober. No, Gober's over here. I see him down the
I
field.
thought I saw him.
He's down here talking to the coach. Yeah, he's down here talking to the coach.
The last time that I was like,
Well, either way you look at it, though, Southside's put in a really good effort tonight. Got to be pleased with, the Mavs that come in here and playing them tough all the way down to the end. It's been the Southside mistakes turned out to be the difference. And actually, if you want to take it one step further, it's taking advantage of the mistakes. We've actually had more turnovers, but it's been the fact that
They've been able to capitalize, and we hadn't been able to.
on their, I believe they've had 4 turnovers, and on 3 of them it's 4. Hopefully this one is okay. Again, to kind of set the scene, we got 2:36 to go here. Southside now trails 27-14, pending the extra point for North Little Rock. And they're breaking out the stretcher. That's not a good scene. Nonetheless, it's been a good effort for the Mavs tonight. We're going to be down by 14 when they get the ball back. But, it's been a good season for the Mavs. They've improved each week. And I always kind of look at a team as you always look at a team wanting to know, are they getting better each week?
They have been.
And for me, that's a sign of a team that the attitude's right, the coaching's excellent, and I think that's what you're seeing from this Southside team. And plus the fact that they've actually got some Jimmies and Joes. They don't have a lot of Jimmies and Joes. They don't have that depth. But they've got some now, and we're seeing it. These kids have been fighting a lot of things all year with all the injuries they've had.
Yeah, everyone has been involved and had a lot of adversity to play through. And hate to see this at the very end of the ball game, but
I think we can't tell which team it is. I got to think it's a North Little Rock kid.
I just haven't seen even a glimmer of white down there as far as jersey goes.
Well, the thing is, you always hate to see him bring out the stretcher. I couldn't really tell what happened down there. I saw 2 or 3 kind of dive
Some
towards the
bodies,
end zone.
yeah, there's some bodies rolling around, but I'll see if we stay down.
Well, the winner of this ball game is going to get Bentonville next week.
That'll be a rodeo.
And as I said in the pregame, I think Bentonville's one of those teams that I believe, I could be wrong, not knowing really what Gavin Conway had. I think that's a team that could be playing in Little Rock
Yeah.
first weekend of December.
Well, think it's a sophomore quarterback. They've got that Nye kid. He's a outstanding ball player.
He's probably, I'd say he's probably the best quarterback I've seen this year.
So far this year, at least in our conference.
Being very careful with this young man.
Like they took his helmet off, so you gotta believe that's a good sign.
Well, they took the card away, so. Well, here comes the card man. The thing with the card, though, I'm not sure you get the stretcher on the card. Well, again, the big difference in this ballgame tonight has been turnovers. Terrell, you look back at 3 Southside turnovers led to 3. Actually, 4 turnovers for Southside's led to 3 touchdowns, while the Mavericks have only scored 1 on 5 turnovers.
That's interesting. You win the turnover battle and end up coming out with less points.
But you can't take anything away from this defensive effort tonight that Southside's put out.
That whole defensive side of football has played lights out all night.
Still working on the young man over there. You know, when you see something like this happen on the field, it really kind of brings back to what this is really all about. It's, you know, and I think you mentioned this on the way down, that Bill Elston always says after a ball game, something, folks, it's just a game.
It's just a game.
And this right here is really, this shows us what it is. It's just a game.
Yeah, anytime you see a kid carted off or even hobbling off, I wish nothing but the best for him.
You really can't tell now if they're going to pick up or not. I'm really trying to think what this card is trying to do out here now.
Running laps.
It looks like they've got him on the card. They're going to take him off the backside. Hope that young man's okay. They kind of set the scene. We've got 2:36 to go in the ball game. Don't look like we'll be attempting an extra point here as they lead 27-14. Both teams will try to loosen up here just a bit. I'll tell you what, it's being as cold as it is out there, it shouldn't be too hard to get too loose.
That's one thing I did kind of notice in the break that we had is looks like that mist drizzle's kind of slowed down a bit.
This both teams are going to warm up now.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that card out. Laps around the circle.
I don't know what he was doing, actually.
He's still going.
Is he?
Yeah. Can't see him on camera, but
Well, you know, those things are kind of fun to drive.
they are. That's true.
As Devin Jackson will check in to attempt the extra point. Points up. That's good. Well, we've got 2:36 to go here. We've got to figure out a way to get 2 touchdowns. Again, folks, remember on Maverick TV, it's exciting Maverick basketball action coming up here in the month of November. As on November the 29th, the Southside boys will take on Van Buren at 7 o'clock. We'll have that ball game for you. And on December 2nd, Mount St. Mary's will come to Maverick Arena to take on the Southside Lady Mavericks at 6 o'clock. And Terrell, whatever happens here at the end of the ball game, it's just been a really nice effort by this Southside team.
It has been.
And again, I go back to give credit to both defensive lines. I think really have controlled the football. Southside really never got in the running game that they wanted to get going and struggled to try to make some plays through the air. And I think that's what really hurt them late in the ball game. And well, Southside defense really controlled the line and really they've only scored 2 touchdowns on the defense, with one of them being on a turnover. Here's an off kickoff return by Carter Zimmerman, crosses the 25-yard line, will get up to the 29-yard line. Mavs will go into hurry up mode. We've got another injured Wildcat. He's out. That's good. It's kind of a nightmare scenario for the charging Wildcats if they end up winning this ball game, which got a 14-point lead, and to lose some players because you need everybody you need to get to go play against Bentonville.
Yes, you do.
And the Mavs will go with Carter Zimmerman along with Joaquin Fox in the backfield. There's a pass by Zimmerman thrown. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Grayson York. Brings up second down, 2nd and 10. 2:22 to go during the ball game. Makes it really tough now for the Mavs. Have to go basically to a straight passing offense.
You got to stop that clock here to change the year.
Pick up second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. There's a pass over the middle, going to be incomplete. It was dropped on the play. That was Xander Cotter, the receiver.
Yeah, they ran him on a little ISO route. Actually, pretty well open early.
Bring up third down, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs. 2:19 to go here. Obviously, your south side is 4-down territory. The pass going to be thrown to York. It's going to be almost caught over there. Almost a great catch by Grayson York.
The defender got a finger on that one, or it would have been a big catch.
That was A.J. Williams in coverage over there, the former Maverick. (28-14). People will see that score and think that this game wasn't that close, but this game was 14-14 late into the.
Close until the end.
That'll be the ball game as Zimmerman gets sacked in the backfield back to the 21-yard line. 2:09 to go here.
I think it's pretty well academic at this point.
It's pretty obvious to see what North Little Rock's good at. Offensively, I don't think they're going to hit you with the deep plays. They're going to try to run the football. Their key to this North Little Rock team is the defensive line. Very solid defense. 1st and 10 for the Charging Wildcats.
Well, except for a couple of players, I mean, they really played pretty well in coverage, too.
Here's a handoff to James. He's going to get inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line.
I don't know that we got much left to debate this season, so let's talk about this. So there's no time left on the clock. You just let them score right here so you can get the ball back.
Well, Southside going to take a timeout, so. Southside down to 1 timeout.
I mean, you're down to getting onside kicks to win this thing anyway. So
Well, game what's going to come down to is there's about 4 yards. If they get that first down, it's over anyway. Then it just depends on whether or not North Little Rock wants to try to score again, or they can run the clock out. You've got 1:53 on the clock. Southside had to use the timeout in the 3rd quarter. Like we were back on our 5-yard line. And you tend to wonder, too, what a difference the Isaac Gregory makes tonight.
well, I think it definitely, with him out there, it kind of keeps that defense a little bit more honest. You just really pin their ears back.
Well, you got 2 runners back there then. But if and buts don't matter.
Not anymore.
They take it down second and fourth charging Wildcat. Here's the handoff to Jennings, cuts it back inside. We'll get a first down inside the 10-yard line. I don't think Southside will take a timeout.
Well, he must have heard you, Pete. I mean, again, right here, I think you hold them up and you drag them into the end zone. You let them score so you can get the ball back because, I mean, you're already talking about miracle territory as it is. So really about all the hope you got because they could just kneel on it at this point.
Yeah, 152 to go here. It's first and goal at the 7-yard line for the charging Wildcats.
I mean, you got to think, even if you hold them 3 plays, force them to kick it, they're going to get 3 points right here.
Well, they can pretty much run the clock out.
Yep.
Of course, that kind of goes back to the old saying, you know, the other team's going to keep playing with the timeouts. Do I keep going? Or?
Right. Yeah, if they're going to call timeouts, you score.
Guys, be safe on the line.
It's going to take a knee here. They'll take it down to 150. They'll be able to run the ball time down to about 102 here. Have to run 2 more plays. It's been a good year for Southside. Things got really good there. The season went on, got better and better. Really came here tonight. You know, we've been here the last 2 years, been Mercy ruled fairly easily. And this year, this team came in, battled hard all night long. It really played a good ball game.
They gave themselves a chance to win it at the end, you know.
We're down to 55 seconds. Have to run 1 more play, and that'll be your ball game. Well, expectations will be a little higher from Southside next year. I think they've got a good team coming back on both sides of the ball. Probably replace a few people. Your Russell Key, Bill Solis,
It'll be hard to replace them.
Hayden Alley, Paige Castlin. Got some good ones we're not going to have. So, with that being said, we've got some sophomores that stepped up tonight. I thought they did a very good job.
Back one more time.
Yeah, let's come back. So, got a chance to have some good team. Hopefully, some depth next year. Southside come back and fight.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Southside going to follow night 28-14. That'll be the end of the Mavericks season tonight. Been a lot of fun doing games this year, Terrell. Enjoyed having you with me. Mason Piper on production. Done a great job for us. And everybody at the Southside staff. Appreciate everything they've done. You know, it's the end of Southside football for the year, but not the end of Southside sports.
No.
We'll start doing some basketball games here, and I mentioned that. We'll have a boys basketball game on the 29th as they take on Van Buren, followed by a girls game on December the 2nd as they take on Mount St. Mary's. Again, just a really good job, especially by the Southside defense tonight. Just fell a little bit short, fought hard, and was in the ball game up to the very end.
Yeah, that's what you always ask of your team. You know, give yourself a chance to win there at the end, late in the 4th quarter. We really kind of followed that game plan. Just a couple plays short of the W.
Well, we appreciate everybody watching out there. Hope everybody has a great week. Go Mavs!